guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be reviewing El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, so let's get right into it. So going into this movie, we were both kind of nervous because we're such huge fans of the TV show Breaking Bad, and I personally think it has the best ending ever to a TV show.
Yeah, and it's my favorite show of all time, even better than Game of Thrones.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and I also love Better Call Saul too, and I really trust Vince Gilligan, so I was curious to see what this movie was going to be, and it was such a secret. I didn't really know much about it.
Yeah.
So even saying that now, I just remembered I don't want to spoil this movie for you, and I know he doesn't either. So we're gonna say that we're gonna be talking about spoilers. There's no other way to talk about this movie.
Yeah, this whole movie's essentially a spoiler. I mean, if you've seen Breaking Bad, you're gonna enjoy this movie. So I think we can get into the details now.
So basically, of course, this is a movie about Jesse's story, who's one of my favorite characters in Breaking Bad. Even though in the end of the show, he was a rat. But I mean, I get why he needed to, and by the end of the show, I'm on his side, of course.
Yeah, he's actually my favorite character in the show, which is controversial. Walter White's my second, but I love Jesse Pinkman.
Mike is my favorite, and actually Mike was in the opening scene of this movie, which was a great opening scene, I thought.
It was, and it basically set the stage for what Jesse's ultimate desires and goals were.
Yeah, really, and it was good to see them, a flashback of them two having a good last moment together, because we never saw that in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And then it goes to Jesse escaping in the car. And then he goes to Skinny Pete and Badger. And those two in this movie were really freaking good.
They might have been standouts because I was laughing out loud every time they were on screen.
Yeah, and they were great friends in the movie, too. They really helped him out, too. Skinny Pete, he said, "You're my hero." And he, hid the car for him. He took the blame. They helped him out big time, gave him a lot of money.
Yeah, so that's the basic setup for this movie and where it picks up. And before we go any further, I just wanted to say I thought this movie was very solid.
Yeah, no, I agree. I didn't think it was, perfect and, outstanding, but I did think it was necessary. I see some people saying it wasn't necessary. I thought, seeing where Jesse went and where he ended up in the end was pretty interesting to see. And if you didn't think it was necessary, then don't watch the damn movie.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Literally, if that's your critique, I think that's bad. But, of course, it wasn't perfect. But something I thought that was great was Jesse's trauma from the Nazis. Seeing all that stuff was good.
Yeah, again, Aaron Paul acts the hell out of this role, and that's one reason I love him so much in the show and in this movie.
Yeah, he's really good in this movie.
He does a great job of portraying the trauma that his character went through.
Yeah, definitely. And when they flash back to him and Todd, that's some really good stuff.
I love how the story basically is told through those flashbacks. It reveals key parts of what Jesse reveals in current time. I love the way they did that.
Definitely, and I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie was when Jesse drew the gun on Todd. Todd actually is one of my more favorite Breaking Bad villains. I know a lot of people hate him, and I don't like him too. Of course, he killed Andrea and killed Brock. Killed the kid.
Yeah.
But I think that his character was interesting, and I like to see more of him. So when Jesse drew the gun on him, it was kind of like a sad dog.
That was probably one of the best acted scenes in the whole movie.
It was really intense. He was like, "What's your favorite pizza?"
Yeah. He's just always so subtle every time he's on screen, but he's also creepy, and you feel threatened by him at the same time.
And he's a big boy in this movie, too.
Yeah, he is.
So it was kind of jarring to see that, but...
Probably from Vice.
yeah, that was funny, though. But I thought that Todd did really good, and a big part of this movie, Jesse has to go to Todd's house to get the money.
Yeah.
And all that stuff with those two guys in there was good stuff, but I didn't love it all. What about you?
I thought it was super intense. I kind of figured out something was fishy when that one cop was like, "Hey, Lieutenant."
Yeah.
It felt a little off to me.
Yeah, but, I noticed that.
But the acting of those cops was kind of questionable for me. It felt like they were on some weird TV show, a network TV show.
Yeah, I didn't really like the main one.
Yeah, that's the one I have the main issue with. I don't even remember his name. He's kind of irrelevant to me.
Yeah, I don't remember either of their names, but they were weird. They were trying to do some stuff to Jesse, and then of course he tells him about the money, and then that one annoying neighbor, that was a funny touch. Some good Vince Gilligan writing in there.
Yeah.
But of course, Jesse and him split the money, which is a huge moment because Jesse needs more money to go away to Alaska.
Yeah, which leads into how he needs to get the money to Robert Forster's character.
Yeah, I thought it was a great inclusion bringing in Robert Forster's character Ed from Breaking Bad. He was only in that one episode, but he's the transport guy to get them to new lives. And Jesse going there was a smart idea, but I thought that it was a little drawn out.
Yeah, the scene kind of did drag on a little.
When Jesse was like, if you would have really called the cops, okay, we get in and the cops come.
Yeah.
Kind of slapsticky, but it was okay. But, of course, Jesse has to get more money, so he goes to his parents' house. And I actually liked that scene a lot when he called his mom and dad.
Yeah, I loved how he got final moments of closure. It kind of was a parallel to how Walt had those final moments with his family in the series.
Definitely, I thought that was some really good stuff there. And then he broke into the house, and I was like, what is he going to do? Is he going to really rob his parents?
Yeah.
But he got the guns, which was cool to see.
Then you were like, something's going down here. So Jesse goes and confronts the welders, kind of sneaks in with the guns to get, I think it's $1,800 so he can pay Ed to escape. And their whole thing goes down, and there's like a duel between Jesse and the main welder. And I really liked the way that went down. What about you?
Yeah, no, it was some pretty good stuff. It was like clever way of making it a duel.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked how he had the second gun in his pocket and got the guy.
Yeah.
Both of those guys were so annoying.
I'm glad they died.
Like, they were really annoying. A big complaint about this, well, not a big complaint, but a complaint about this movie was probably them. They're probably some of my least favorite Breaking Bad villains.
Yeah, they're not very strong at all.
No, definitely not. But he lets the other guys go, and there was like I think a pretty good Better Call Saul cameo with that big guy. That was funny. But he lets those guys go. Of course, he's a nice guy, and he gets the money, and then new life.
Yeah.
But before that big ass scene with him and Walter.
Yep, Walter White is in this movie.
Well, I knew he was gonna be in it, but like I thought it was gonna be a flashback or something, and that was a flashback.
Yeah.
And it was great to see them like walking in the hallway.
Yeah,
like,
when he knocks on the door and just Walt walks out and they're just walking. So badass.
Yeah.
So badass.
I mean, of course, they knew that they're like on top, like.
Mm-hmm.
But that scene, like with them talking, like about like him finishing high school, like he got his GED, and then they're going to college, and then all that stuff, like just a good touching moment between them. Always nice to see. You know?
Yeah, it was a moment that we didn't see in the show, and it shows that Walt truly did care about Jesse in the end.
I mean, yeah, they did care about each other. Like Walt saved his life at the end of Breaking Bad, but. I'm just glad that Bryan Cranston was included in this. It would have felt weird if he wasn't. So to end this movie off, of course, Jesse gets to Alaska by Ed, and he has a great final moment with Ed. He gives him that letter, and you can see in his face, like, him reading it, like, wow, this is important. And at the end, you see it's Brock.
Yeah, you see that he wrote the letter to Brock, who is Andrea's son.
Which
And,
I'm really glad he did that.
They had a really awesome relationship in Breaking Bad. So
Yeah, and he was the only one, like, he was the last one left that he needed the closure with, you know? But he gets in the car and starts driving away with his little sweater on. And then he has a flashback of Jane. And the editing there is so freaking good. Like, it was chilling.
It was, and it was very emotional because Jesse's true love was Jane. And it's sad that she got taken away from him, but the words between them are awesome.
Yeah, it was a very powerful scene. And yeah, she is his love, even though she did some screwed up stuff. And even though Andrea is probably better for him, like, Jane is the original, and she's, like, his iconic girlfriend, you know? And it was just great to see her back in it. I love the cameos and all the flashbacks and all the characters that Vince Gilligan brought back was pretty smart.
Yeah, I love it. And
like,
then,
it wasn't overstuffed.
Yeah, I agree. And then, like, the final shot of this movie is Jesse just riding off.
Very good comparison to his final shot in Breaking Bad. Like, laughing and just screaming, like, now he's at peace, you know?
Yeah.
I just love that his character got a happy ending. Like, I'm just really glad.
It's
really
perfect
glad.
writing and a perfect vision by Vince Gilligan. So overall, I really enjoyed this movie because we got closure with Jesse Pinkman, who, like I mentioned earlier, is my favorite character from the show Breaking Bad. But it did feel like an extremely long episode of the TV show at times, which is a flaw that I have. So overall, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think they had some great moments with him and Todd and some good callbacks with the characters. Of course, him and Walt scene was great. I liked all that stuff. And to get Jesse's closure was pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. So I would give it an 8.5. It wasn't perfect, and a little stuff that I didn't like was the villains, and just some scenes could have been shaved down, I think.
So that's a wrap for our review of El Camino. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're very close to 200, and it would be awesome if we could get there soon. Be sure to like this video, comment your thoughts on El Camino down below, and what's your favorite season of Breaking Bad? Let us know. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.